Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Today we have a very special guest on the show.
We have the first Irish woman in history to ever headline an MMA event, Leah "The Curse" McCourt. Leah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
All right.
Very sunny there. Are you on holidays?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on holiday. Yeah.
Where are you based now, Leah, during this situation?
Well, just at home, just like near Belfast I live, so just like same old.
Same old.
And I see you're getting in a lot of work at the moment. You're doing rounds on rounds. How are you finding training in isolation?
Do you know, the first couple of weeks I found it hard to adjust, and because I leave the house at 7 and I'm not back in till 11, and I literally have every second of the day accounted for doing something. So taking a step back, the first couple of weeks I found it really hard, but I've got into such a good routine now, and I'm really it's the first time I felt relaxed in so long, and there's no pressure on me, and I'm training 3 times a day, and I'm still getting loads of work in. It's just different. So just have to adapt and overcome, I suppose, to all these situations.
Yeah. How are you finding not traveling all the time back and forth to Dublin as well?
Do you know, it's not. I don't mind the actual traveling. It's the amount of time it takes up out of my day. So 2 hours there and 2 hours back is a long time where I could be doing other things. So I'm finding I have a lot more time, which is, time to rest, time to recover, time to just chill out and read. And it's nice. It's a nice change.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you've obviously been on a whirlwind trajectory in the last year, from being on the prelims to headline in Bellator Dublin. But a lot of people don't actually know how you started MMA. Can you let us know exactly how you got into world of mixed martial arts?
I started doing MMA after I had my daughter Isabella. I always did judo from a child, and even though I used to love all martial arts, watching all the Olympics, watching all the different. I was always very competitive, and I was in every sports club and the captain of every team in school, and I was played chess, I the horse rode, I was doing everything, and but the one thing I never got to do was to learn how to box or learn how to do Muay Thai or kickboxing. So after I had Isabel, I started doing Muay Thai and really loved it, and then I started training in an MMA gym as well because I wanted to do more Thai classes. And when the guys kind of heard, this is back in 2013, 2012, and when the guys had heard of my grappling background and seen how obsessed I've become with anything I do, like the Muay Thai and learning striking, they kind of encouraged me to take an MMA fight.
And then you went on to become IMMAF European and World Champion. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So you obviously knew you were a cut above the rest from the offset.
Do you know, I always felt that I could find a way to win. I always felt I wasn't the most experienced. I wasn't the most knowledgeable, and I always kind of threw myself at the deep end, but I always believed I could in anything. You can always find a way to win, no matter what your skill set or your opponent's skill set is. And I think I had that kind of killer instinct in me from the start.
And how did you find or where did come to Dublin come about?
So I used to train in Belfast, and when I turned professional, I think part of success in MMA is constantly evaluating and constantly reevaluating your training and your situation. And the easiest thing is to stay in the same place and do the same thing. And looking back, I never wanted to think I should have done this, I should have done that. And when I knew my training needed a bit of a change up, I obviously knew Owen was one of the best striking coaches in the world, and I thought, he's in the same island as me, why not just go down and work with him? So I did a class or two, and when I went down, I just knew I loved the level of his classes, and it wasn't just his striking, it was his whole knowledge in MMA and his kind of approach to fighting, and it was so logical, and he was just so knowledgeable. I just thought, I can't train anywhere else, I have to make the effort to train down here.
Yeah, that's obviously a huge commitment as well.
Yeah, I don't know, looking back, I don't know, I just have always had that kind of drive that I'll do whatever it takes to be the best version of myself. And I just think, when I look back, it's crazy that I actually was I'm just going to travel to Dublin 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours. It is. I never kind of stop and evaluate things. But when I look back, yeah, it's pretty crazy. But and then I knew he was you could tell he was a good person. He seems
lovely. He is lovely anytime I've met him.
Such a, like, I think there's a saying something about your surroundings, and I think people really excel in the surroundings they're in, and I just felt it was a place that I was going to grow, and I seem to have done since I've been down there.
Yeah, your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Leah, I think we've seen you fight twice now, Barry, is it?
No, it's actually 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, we've been to the last three Bellator, yeah.
Tell us, how did signing with Bellator come about then?
So I was actually fighting for Cage Warriors, and they weren't having many shows in Ireland or in the UK. They didn't really have my weight division. I was featherweight. I lost my professional debut and came back and won my next fight, and I was just a bit inactive, and I spoke to the guys at Cage Warriors. It just made sense to kind of part ways, because they weren't I didn't have any plans to come to Ireland, and they didn't have any, it was like a big expense bringing me anywhere, flying me opponent into a random country where we weren't selling tickets, so it just made complete sense to kind of part ways. And it was really strange. It was like literally 2 hours from we kind of made that decision, and I didn't know what was going to happen and what I was going to do. Jude Samuels texted me, and he was like, "Yo, what you been up to?" And I was like, because originally whenever I signed with Cage Warriors, I was going to sign with Bama, and I was going between the two. And Jude, the last time I spoke to Jude was when I told him I wasn't signing with Bama, and he just randomly texted me out of the blue. Didn't even know he was working with Bellator, and I was like, "Oh, I've actually just left fighting for Cage Warriors." And it's like, when you look back, it is completely surreal. It was 2 hours after I had just had a conversation with Cage Warriors, and Jude literally sent me a contract for Bellator within like an hour, and I was like, this is so crazy, so meant to be. You really see it was like a higher power opening doors and closing doors to put me on that path.
That's crazy.
And obviously, you've shown your versatility in your methods of victory. You had a doctor stoppage, submission, and in the last one, you obviously won by decision. Where would you say your biggest strength is in the MMA game?
I don't know. Like, obviously, I'm a grappler. I do feel I haven't shown even like 10% of what I'm capable of. I feel like my performances haven't. I'm not overly impressed with them, and I can't wait to just get back in and to show more of me. Instead of a few times you haven't even showed 10% of what you can do, and I feel like, obviously as an early professional, I have these big opportunities and big stages, and I'm just trying to deal with everything at the same time, the media, the training, everything I have, and I feel like I really need to. Things are starting to click, and I'm becoming. I need to develop into the fighter I want to be, and I think probably my my kind of knowledge when I'm in there, and I know when to, like, my killer instinct, that I know when to kind of, I don't know, kind of my fight IQ, and I do love putting everything together and mixing it up, and I just want to kind of improve that and show that in my next fight.
Yeah, Leah, I remember actually, like, in the build up to Bellator 217, I remember I was there interviewing you in the build up, and I was like, Bellator could make you like what Ronda Rousey was to UFC. Like, I know obviously 2 different people, 2 different backgrounds, but I was like, this is ideal for him. And then I remember you were like, yeah, we'll see what happens. And then 2 fights later, you then headlined Bellator Dublin. And like, I remember I was like, I actually thought that something like this big was going to happen. I didn't think that big, but like, what a ride you've been on in like 3 fights in the company.
Yeah, it's pretty I'm really thankful to Bellator for taking that risk. That was a risk, putting me as the main event, and they believed that I could handle the media pressure and handle everything that went with or comes with being that kind of centre focus. And I guess everything that happens in your life kind of guides you in that way and has prepared me for that moment. And I have had the last couple of weeks to look back and reflect and just be so thankful that I was given that opportunity. I'm just excited to just keep growing and keep getting better.
Yeah, when you got that phone call to headline the card, like, What were you like? I say.
Oh my God, I was screaming and crying and literally screaming and crying, just thinking of what I'd been through, like to get to that point. It was just crazy.
Oh.
And then in the fight itself, obviously, Ruiz had an armbar in at one stage. What were you thinking at that very moment? And then, like, the roar when you came out of the armbar as well was incredible.
I knew I was never going to tap. I knew it. Like, I just was never felt panic. So I kind of like slow-mo got out of it. I knew I wasn't in a position to worry. I don't know. I just felt like, I've been in position so many times in sparring, and you just know how to. I mean, you put the work in and you train so hard. You know how to handle those difficult situations. And yeah, it was exciting. I knew it was exciting whenever I got out of it, and the crowd loved it.
And then on top of that, Leah, we were at that event and we were sitting in the front row, but it was one of the longest nights of fights I've ever been to. I think it was 19 fights.
That night felt like the longest night of my entire life. I was like, it felt like I was in that arena. It felt like I was in the hotel room for about 3 years, and it felt like I was in the arena for hours. It was just so long. I was so exhausted. It was crazy.
At what stage did you make your way over across the arena?
I think we all headed over about 9 or so.
And then you were on for what, around 11:30?
Was it that late? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I think we got out of like after 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy night. Yeah.
In fairness, Bellator Dublin is always one of the best events of the year, every single time. Like, the fans are nuts.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're the best nuts. I said it so many times. I never get sick of saying it. Like, it's the best arena, the best atmosphere.
Leah, obviously, you're now one of the biggest names in the featherweight division. And obviously, the queen of the featherweight division at the moment is Chris Cyborg. She actually had some lovely words to say about you when you headlined the event, didn't she?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's always been dead complimentary and supportive.
And how do you think you match up against her, though? Because that's obviously the end goal.
Yeah, obviously, I think there's a lot more fights make more sense for her and for me before that fight happened very early in my career. And when that time comes, I know I'll be more than ready for that fight.
And do you think that just because of your quick rise to fame and your popularity, that you might actually get put in that fight sooner rather than later?
I don't know. I've signed a 6-fight deal with Bellator. I actually signed a new 6-fight deal after my after that last fight, and I know I'm going to be there for a long time and hopefully the rest of my career. So I know that the fight will happen. I don't know when or I don't even know when I'm going to fight again with this happening. So have to wait and see.
I saw you were meant to be on that Bellator London card as well coming up. That was cancelled. But one thing we definitely have to bring up is your friendship with Molly McCann. We've had Molly on the show, and like she's nothing but great things to say. And then when you've been fighting, you can just see her outside hyping up the crowd almost. Like how this I know obviously she told us how this friendship happened, but for the people checking out this video, can you tell them exactly how you and Molly McCann almost became best friends?
I think we started talking on social media. We both fighting for Cage Warriors, and I thought she was so funny because people don't know that my dad's from Liverpool and my mom's from Belfast, so I'm like half Scouse, and I find like our sense of humour is so similar. We're so dry and so kind of like, I don't know, and I just found her so funny, and we just started talking, and I went over to train with her and she came over here. We just got on so well. We've both been through a lot in our lives and have so much in common, and honestly we're just like soul sisters, just like the best friends.
Oh, it's unbelievable to see. It's the best bromance in female MMA history.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Fromance, is that what they call it?
Sister Mance.
Sister Mance. Brilliant, I love it. And tell me this, you obviously were scheduled to fight in May in London. When this is all said and done, do you think Harding will be the person who'll fight next, no matter what?
Yeah, I hope so. I think so. I think it'll be, and I hope we're going to fight her this year, I would say. Yeah,
well, hopefully so. Obviously, UFC are doing a fight island. If Bellator do their version of a fight island, would you be interested in fighting on an island with no crowd?
Absolutely. I'd fight in my back garden here. I don't care. I'll fight anywhere.
Sure, why not? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you only get paid when you fight, and that's sort of thing that I think a lot of people forget when it comes to this scenario.
Yeah, and it's not really about money for me. It's never really my driver. I always make sure I have other things going on, but definitely, fighting and becoming the best version of an athlete I can be is always my aim, and as often as I can fight, the better.
Yeah, just looking at your career from the outside, like obviously myself and Ross do this show, and we've seen like your trajectory, and it's just been for like men and women alike that like have gone through things, or your story has been so brilliant, and I think right now you're getting everything you actually deserve, and it's brilliant to see.
Thank you very much. That's so nice.
No problem.
And Leah, just before we sort of wrap things up, in the women's featherweight division, obviously Ireland has had Sinead Kavanagh before. Did you watch much of her growing up, and what do you think of her career?
Sinead?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Sinead are really good friends. I actually did her corner for her last fight in Israel. We're sparring partners. I think absolutely love Sinead. Like, I really think she's just one of the realest people, and she's such a real fighter. Like, when you watch Sinead, it's going to be all action. I think she's probably gonna get a shot at Cyborg before me.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised. She's fought all over the world. She's very high level.
Yeah, and it's not only that, she deserves it. She's so experienced. She's had a long martial arts career as well, and really looking forward to see her succeed and rise up, because she deserves it. Yeah,
she's always game, and she always brings it. And like I said, she's fought all over the world, and she's took on all comers. She's tough as nails.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's very talented.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry, do you have anything else to add in there?
No, I just want to say, Leah, thanks a million for coming on, and stay safe.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, all the best. You look after Isabella and look after yourself. Stay fit, and we look forward to seeing you come out swinging next time out.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys.
So make sure to like, subscribe, and as always, stay energized.
Stay energized.